Good morning and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this morning with Jules and her trainer Rich. What we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is her ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands. The correction and the motivation that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give the correction, and the only correction that we give here at school is a tug and let go on her training collar, and that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Jules will come home with her very own training collar, and you'll be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session. Now, if you notice, she is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that they're going to demonstrate for us is the heel. Heeling is proper walking on a leash, and the command is Jules heel. Now at this point, Jules has a job to do, and that is to stay even with your left leg, not dragging you down the street, not pulling you, staying with you, staying focused on you, and each time that you stop your feet, whether it's to cross traffic or talk to a neighbor, she should be sitting quietly at your left and waiting for her next command. So this is your heel and your automatic sit. This is great for when you have her out on the street. She's walking right with you. She's staying focused, and when you stop, she sits. And the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is the stay.
Stay.
The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. And you can practice this exercise right in your home. When Rich returns back to her, as an additional distraction, he will walk all the way around her and return back to where he started at heel position, and he gives her a pat for praise, and they take off heeling again. And believe me, practice is the key to this. You must work with your dog. If you don't work with her, she'll slide right back into the Jules that she was before. So this is what your video is for, to practice and to perfect all of these skills that we've taught her. Rich is going to leave her in another sit-stay. And remember, the sit-stay you can practice right in your living room. It's for 1 minute, working up to 3 minutes. And it helps to develop self-control. This time, instead of returning back to her, Rich will call her. He uses her name, a happy tone of voice, and she comes right in front and sits facing his knees, and that eliminates that jumping all over you. He'll heel her out of that, and he will demonstrate that recall exercise again for you. She's come such a long way, and Rich and she have worked very, very hard together to get to this point. This was not easy, as I'm sure you know, since you were living with her.
Stay.
Rich leaves her in another sit-stay. You do use her name when you call her. You make a happy tone of voice. He talks her all the way in, and then if she's sitting, but if she wasn't, he would tell her no, sit. And then she returns back to heel and back sitting. Perfectly done. Now we're going to set up to show you her down commands, and these are harder, and they were very difficult to teach, and one of the reasons why she stayed longer. They're not easy exercises. We brought a blanket out for her because it's very chilly today, and she's very short-haired, and so she feels the cold. And these short-coated dogs don't like to lay down. She says when I get on my blanket, I'm supposed to lay down, right? Rich is going to show you the command for that. So when you stop, she sits automatically, so always have her sitting first.
Down.
Left open palm, straight down toward the ground, and the one-word command to down. And again, practice this right in your living room where it's nice and toasty. When Rich returns back to her, he will walk all the way around her as he did on the sit-stay, returning all the way back around to heel position. He praises her for a good job. He heels her out of that. And he's going to show that to you again. And this is your down from a heel position. So with her seated,
Stay.
she's anticipating. She loves that blankie outside because we work outside a lot, and she's cold. Now this time, and remember the long down stay when you're practicing in your home is 3 to 5 minutes, and this time Rich will call her out of that.
Jules, come.
Good girl. And then she returns all the way back around to heel. Now we've demonstrated for you her heel, her automatic sit, her stay, her down, and her come on command. We'll go over all of these and answer all your questions about her other training when you come to pick her up. She's been challenging, but we've enjoyed her. And thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.